Here I'm is ready to do some biz. You know what's going down. It's a little break on through here in this town. Let me get everything straight. That's not straight. Okay, let me fix it. There we go. Let's scoot over this way a little bit. No, let me scoot over this way a little bit. All right, there we go. There we go. Now you can see everything. See that drum head back there? I'm going to tilt this up again. That's what we raffled for the past week. I announced it on last week's Break On Through. We are announcing the winner tonight. And I know y'all are all like going, well, damn it, Jeff Clayton, you know, he's raised up on that 60s and 70s TV shows. He's going to make us wait till the very end to see what we want to see. No. Even though came up in the days of Al Capone's Vault TV show with Geraldo, I'm going to take care of the drawing for the Halloween in Quarantine drumhead. I'm going to take care of that first thing. I got to tell y'all something though. I got a text today from the one and only Walt Wheat. He asked me a question. He asked me, hey man, are you going to use the so-and-so, I don't even know what it was called, so-and-so app to pick the winner, 1 through 20? And I looked at that text for a minute, and I'm just like, Walt Wheat's known me for a long time. And to ask or even suggest that I would use something that was an app. It's much like asking a chimpanzee to work on your car. So no, I won't be using an app to draw the winner. I will be doing it the good old-fashioned American way of pulling a number out of a hat. Just your typical average citizen's everyday hat. And to show you that it is indeed a hat, I will put it on my head right now. So there it is. Your average hat that you see every guy walking down the street with every day. This is the hat that we are going to draw the winner out of. Can y'all dig it? All right. I will place the hat right here. I will show you every number so that y'all can know that I'm on the up and up here. I can't get everything in view, but here we got number 1. Number 2. Number 3. 4. 5. 6. And you notice I drew the line down there, so if I drew it and it didn't have that line, somebody'd go, that's a 9 all day long there, son. No, that's a 6. Okay, so 6. 7. 8. 9. Sure that ain't a 6 there, boy? No, it's a 9. See, I got a line drawn under there. Okay. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, that's all of them. They're all in there. So, without further ado, I will get my young assistant in here. To help with the drawing of the winner. Oh, look at y'all trying to make fun of it. Oh, yeah, we'd be on top 10 by now, so we did it right. Man, I do things the American way. All right, here's my young helper. Come here, little fella.
Go see.
Come here, little guy.
You're going to get to draw the paper. Go see Papa. Go see.
Come here. All right. Here he is. Live and in person. Little Coleman. Look at there. Look at there. You see yourself? He's looking at the computer screen, so he's not looking at y'all. So look right there. See the people? Can you say hi? Hi. Say hi, people. All right. And we're gonna practice like we did last night, okay? Remember when I had you pull one out of this hat?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shake them up, real good, okay? All right. Let me get a better grip on it. Oh. One fell out. All right, he's back in there. All right, here we go. Make sure they all stay in the hat part. We'll shake it up some more. There. All shaken up really good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have to do this ceremonially. Is that a word?
Ceremoniously.
Ceremoniously. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. As you see, the little fella is anxious to pick a winner now. Put your little hand in there and get me one. Just get one. Good boy. We have. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't need more. Number 10.
It's upside down.
That's upside down, as the first lady just told me. Number 10 is assigned to my main from Pensacola, Florida, Greg Crawford. Greg, you are the winner of the beautiful Halloween and Quarantine drum head. We'll be getting that in the mail to you this week. All right, let's see what little Coleman's got on here. He's got on some really cool Spider-Man bedroom slippers.
You tell everybody bye?
Can you tell everybody night night? Say.
Good job.
All right, little fella. Thank you for helping me. Now,
Mama.
what did Papa tell you to do every time you help somebody?
Yeah.
You shake your head and say, "Thank you, sir." All right, good boy. Night night, little fella. I'll see you tomorrow.
Come on. Come on, sweetie.
Mama.
Yeah, there's Papa.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Come on, sweetheart.
Go ahead, little fella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Night night.
Come on, baby.
You guys may hear the scream I used to tell y'all about when he was on TV with him, or TV, on the podcast. There he goes. Where'd he go? Coleman. Go with Mimi.
Baby.
Bye. You telling everybody bye?
The ham doesn't want to leave.
Hey, you can't see yourself, can you?
Come on, sugar.
All right, go on in there.
Come on.
I'm gonna get you.
All right, there he goes. All right.
Good job.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Greg Crawford.
Good job. Yes, you did.
And thank you, everybody who participated. Let's see if y'all got any more wise ass stuff to say about doing an app. See, I do things the American way. That's the way you do it. You draw it out of a hat. An average, everyday American hat. I ain't a millennial like y'all. I don't do things with an app. Let's see, got some stuff going on here. All right. I thought that was going to take a little longer than I thought, but I guess it didn't. Went pretty quick. Tonight's show, I will not be drinking Break On Through Brew. I will be drinking Old Mecklenburg Brewery Dunkel beer. Dark lager. Only comes out in the fall and the Christmas season at Old Mecklenburg Brewery here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, you know, if I think it's good, I'm talking about it, and I'm not getting any kind of endorsement. All I'm doing is drinking it. Look at everybody telling me how to do a damn raffle. I'll tell y'all what, I've been doing raffles before most of y'all was even born. You hear me? I am the raffle master. I got a few topics to talk about tonight. Just a few questions I got on Messenger and text and email. But first I got a few announcements to make. Oh yeah, and here we go. Starting tonight, wherever you buy your TPOS releases, I guess off the TPOS website, maybe their Facebook page, tonight, a brand new release from Malcolm Kent's very own TPOS Records. The brand new release will be on sale. Tiny Tim, Prisoner of Love. Now, if you're a fan of the Timster, you're going to love this. Look at this fine packaging that Malcolm has put together. And let's see what color I got. It comes in several different colors, I think, but I got this purplish, bluish gray. I really like it. I think it looks great. I can't wait to hear this. I get things in advance from TPOS. You guys have to wait till release day. And that's today. So go get you a little Tiny Tim from Malcolm Kent. What else I got here? Oh. I want to show you something I got in the mail yesterday from my Mang Clintonzilla. And I'm not going to show you too much of the detail, okay? Because when I saw this, I immediately contacted him this morning. And I said, "Man, we gotta do a run of these, son. You gotta tell me something." He told me something, and we're gonna work on it. It's gonna happen. But I just want to know if there's any of you that have any interest in such a thing. And do you guys remember when we did the Here to Ruin Your Groove live broadcast where we played the album in its entirety? Myself, Walt Wheat, Sir Barry Hannibal, and Trip McNeil, with special guests Malcolm Kent and Steve Wenzel. Well, look what I got. That is a DVD. Do y'all know what a DVD is? Do y'all still know what those are? Give me some thumbs up or some hearts or something if there's interest in such a thing. In other words, maybe you've never heard me say this before, but you've got to tell me something. All right, I'm seeing hearts. I saw a thumb. I see wild faces. All right, looks like it's going to be a successful thing. like I said, I won't show you the package that we got right now because we're going to change it a little bit. But it did a fantastic job. I was blown away by this. And now it's going to be something that you will hold in your very hands shortly. Thank you, Clinton Zilla. Impressive work. Thank you so much. December 8th. At the Milestone, Charlotte, North Carolina. Milestone celebrating 54 years on the job. I started going to that place in 1981. Straight from the small town of New London, North Carolina, to the metropolis of Charlotte, North Carolina. I walk into the Milestone and I see Black Flag on the Damaged tour. 1981. December of 81 to be exact. It's a place that I have been, that ANTiSEEN got its start in. Second show we ever played was the Milestone. Played there so many times since then that I cannot begin to even count them. We did our 9-year anniversary there, our 10-year anniversary there, our 5-year. It is a legendary club. It's probably one of the longest running independent clubs that cater to this kind of music in the South. I would maybe the East Coast, maybe the United States. Does anyone know any other clubs that have lasted that long? I don't. The Electric Banana, but I think they're closed down now. Am I right? So when you celebrate being the longest running underground music club in Charlotte, North Carolina, what do? Well, you get the longest running rock and roll band in Charlotte, North Carolina to play, and that's us. We will be there December 8th. Be there. It's going to be a Great Disasters heavy set, I can tell you that. And there will be copies of it available for you there at the show. After you hear a few songs, damn, I like that song, son. You go over there and buy it and take it home with you. Speaking of Clinton Zilla, since we were, James K says 50 songs, no. You won't be seeing that shit again, ever. I know we only did 40. Only did 40. But yeah, that was a one-time deal right there, son. But Clinton Zilla asked me a few questions, and I also got one from my main Captain Catastrophe, way over in the great country. Oh, well, they got working class right here. Yeah, the great country of Belgium. I'm going to go ahead and address that one first. He said, man, I remember talking to the Widowmaker in Cocknoose, telling me about you had this gigantic VHS collection long ago, and he would be correct. Man, I had two very, very big shelves that once belonged in a, oh good God, man. Oh, sorry y'all, I apologize. But they once belonged in a video store, so they were double-sided. And they went all the way, almost all the way to my ceiling. And I had another one that was just a one-sided deal over, like I had those two going like this, bolted to the floor. Then I had one against the wall. And they were slam full. And there was probably even still boxes of stuff. Man, I was one of those guys that used to tape Monday Night Raw, Nitro, and ECW. I used to tape them all, man. I had to take two in one night. Well, let me think about that a minute. How the hell did I do that? I don't know. I must have had another TV or something. But yeah, I taped everything, man. And I had, good gosh, I had so many movies and music videos. Me and Malcolm 10 have had this discussion before, where one day you just kind of look at yourself watching a video of, I don't know, Grand Funk, 1971. And it looks like they're playing in a snowstorm, and it looks like instead of 3 guys, there's like 6 guys on stage. And one day you just go, you know what? I don't have time for this. That's when the tape trading stopped. And I mean, man, we used to trade tapes. We had a tape trading network going on all over the country, man. And shoot, I had a friend over in Japan that sent me a box full of videotapes that he made to introduce us over here to Wing. Y'all remember Wing Wrestling? That was the first look at what, you know, the real crazy Japanese hardcore stuff. And, you know, of course, we're always getting tapes of, well, I am having a rough time tonight, y'all. The tapes of all the crazy Japanese stuff you'd hear about, like Onita and the Sheik and stuff like that. And you'd finally get a video copy of it, but man, it was like, looks like it'd been copied 10 times, you know. But when I got that box of Wing VHS tapes from Japan, from my good buddy over there named Toshi, the shit was primo, crystal clear. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. I miss those days a lot. One day, there was a time when we would, a network of us, and I won't name who all it was, but it was a goal at this point to send somebody the most out of control, disgusting video you could find. And one day, somebody on this forum won. And I said, that's it. That's it. I don't want to do this anymore. So, let's see, what else? But eventually, I just started weeding those out, you know, as VHS kind of went the same route of the DVD, but it sounds like there's some interest in this DVD, yeah, right? But, and I got rid of, I started getting rid of stuff like crazy. Man, like back then, I didn't think anything about, oh, well, I'm going to want to preserve the quality of this. So, you know, you tape everything on 6 hour. Wrestling, porn, kung fu, everything. 6 hours. Gotta get most out of my money out of tape, son. And, you know, and then you get another player down the road and you play stuff, and it's just terrible. But yeah, I got rid of just about every one of my VHS tapes, except the ones of ANTiSEEN. I still have around 2 gigantic of those Tupperware type tubs full of VHS tapes. And since we found out that Clinton Zilla is a video man, we're going to get him to transfer some of that. I'm also going to let Malcolm Tent be the curator of some of this stuff. See, because if you leave it in charge of me, man, I'm going to put it in the damn tub and I'm going to put it somewhere out of my way, and then that's the last that mankind's ever going to see of it. So I've got, you know, I've told you guys I start delegating duties out with stuff like that, because if not, let's just say something happened to me today and everyone's going through my shit and they find a tub full of VHS tapes. What do you think's going to happen to that? So, yeah, put it all in the right hands so it can continue to live on for years and years and years. Between Malcolm and Clinton, they put all this stuff on YouTube. The really great stuff will stay, and, you know, we'll make DVDs of it, shit like that. So, lots of stuff to look forward to on that. I'll tell you something I'm really wanting to find, and it has never seen the light of day. Not because it wasn't incredible, but because the sound was just so bad. Some of the camcorders that they had back then, the slightest amount of volume would just blow the mic out. And it's just like... But there is a videotape of us in '93 at Heretics in Charlotte, North Carolina, where Jeff Dahl came up and played at least 5 songs with us. And I'm going to tell you what, after that was over, we walked off stage, there were people coming up and going, man, that was rock and roll at its greatest. And it was. Unfortunately, even when I do find it, you won't be able to hear how great it was. I mean, it's just going to sound like a jet taking off. But you will be able to see what a damn good show that was. And if I can ever find it, I'm going to get one of these fellas to transfer this and put it on YouTube. Make it free for the world to see, man. It was too good to just suppress just because of terrible sound. So, you got that to look forward to. Now, I'm kind of at that point with DVDs now. It's like, there ain't a whole lot I want to keep, but I'm not one of these guys that's into, you know, I want everything I have to be streaming, or I want it all to be in my phone or on my computer. I don't do that. I'm not a fan of that. But, I don't know, you got some stuff you look at and you go, man, you going to watch this in 5 years? And probably not. I'm sure you all know what the hell I'm talking about. Brett Bones, what are you talking about? We played with Bomb. What's Bomb? I don't know what that is. That's right, Clinton Zilla. If you stream it, I've had people tell me before, man, put your music collection on your computer, or, you know, you have it on your phone too. Get rid of all that physical media. Nah, I'm not, man. I'm not getting rid of my albums or my CDs and stuff. I'll get rid of some of them, but I'm not trusting everything to the iCloud or whatever the hell. No, you're right. That shit can be shut down. Oh, okay. Brad says that was the band. We hopped on that show. So we just kind of hopped on that show, huh? Okay, I guess you remember way more than I do. Hey, it wasn't like a official show that we. I guess I don't know. All right, well, I'm glad I have you guys around to remember some of these great details. But man, I used to get VHS tapes from everywhere you could think of, man. Now, do you guys remember when a VHS tape used to sell for about $120? I do. Like regular movies. That didn't last long though. They dropped them when no one was buying that shit. They dropped that shit down quick. All right, I'm going to get into Clinton Zilla's questions that he had for me. And one was, had you not gone head first into music, what are 5 professions that you considered getting into? And I'm going to tell you right now, I did not put a whole lot of preparation into this answer. But remember we talked about being transparent? I'm going to be transparent with you. You know what I wanted to be when I was a kid, like for the longest time? And this is me, little kid. Well, I told my mom when I grow up I want to be a zookeeper. Well, I want to feed tigers and lions, bears, crocodiles. That's what I want to do. Until at a very young age I started watching documentaries. And I decided instead of feeding the kind of animals we have around here now, I wanted to dig up the kind of animals that we had in the past. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I couldn't spell it. I could barely say it, but I wanted to be it. From zookeeper to archaeologist. So that's 2. 1, 2. All right. The third thing that I considered doing, probably at the beginning of high school, I thought, man, I'm going to be a mortician. I'm going to do a job no one wants to do. Everybody thinks it's creepy. Even used to go hang out with the guys at the funeral homes there in Stanley County. Getting advice, you know. The one thing I kept hearing I didn't like, you have to have some good grades, son. You have to go to college there, boy. I was like, oh man. I don't know if I want to be that. I took a shot. At being a commercial artist. Going to Central Piedmont Community College to study advertising and design. I thought I was going to do that. I was well on my way to doing that. I found out quickly that any and everything that I was learning was becoming obsolete at an alarming rate. That's when someone at Central Piedmont said to me one time, man, we need to get into computers. And all I knew about computers was the things you see on Lost in Space. With the big reels going. And I was like, what the hell would you want to get into computers for? I mean, what do they do? Well, they can tell you and do anything. Man, it took years to convince me of that. Like, look, I don't need something with blinking lights, with turning wheels going boop, 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 boop. I don't need that. Why do I gotta have that in my house? Man, we ain't gotta do nothing on computer. What a computer can do art? Please. You need to get on about here. But might should have taken that person's advice, huh? So yeah, so let's see, what do we have here then? Zookeeper, archaeologist, mortician, advertising design. But like happens to many people while they're in school at that age, that's when I found people in Charlotte to start a band with. And once ANTiSEEN got going, oh, that was a done deal then. See you later, art school. I'm going to be a rock and roll singer. Gonna be a rock and roll star. Well, at least I had a band that had longevity. And now I'm in the wonderful world of warehousing. Which I like warehouse. Look behind me. Everywhere I am is a warehouse. So there's one of your questions, Clinton. Clinton said something about my artwork when I was going back and forth with him, but I'll have to talk about that some other time. There's a lot to go into on that. It'd probably take most of a program. But Clinton sent me 2 pictures that he saw in Destructo Maximus and wanted to know a little bit of detail behind them. And maybe you guys, if you'll turn in your Destructo Maximus to page, well, I don't know what page it is, but there's a picture in there of me hanging out with 2, sorry y'all, with 2 very famous Georges. And I'm going to give you a hint. It is not George Wallace. It is not George Bush. It is not George the Animal Steel. One is George Clinton, and one is George Jones. So I'm going to talk about George Jones first because that was the earliest of those 2 photos. Me and my friend Charles Inman. You've heard me talk about him, Chucky. One of our earliest stage security people back when we needed it. Well, we got wind that George Jones was going to be signing autographs at Walmart. And this is the Walmart way out on Albemarle Road. If any of you are familiar with Charlotte, you know how far out of town that is. That's almost in, it's real close to Stanley County. Well, we thought, well, you know what? You couldn't look online and verify. We just went. And I didn't really bring anything to get signed, but I did bring him a copy of the single we did with Cocknoose, where on one side they did Living on the Run by David Allan Coe, and we did I've Aged 20 Years and 5 by George Jones, which is also on the Eat More Possum album. But I figured giving him a single would have been a lot more acceptable than handing him a LP with a squished dead possum on the cover. But and plus he might take offense to that possum and all that stuff. But it turns out he was doing a promotion for a dog and cat food that he lent his name and likeness to. And it was just a promotion for that. And he was just set up at a table. They had pictures for sale. And of course, you know, all the dog and cat food. He'd sign a bag of dog food or cat food for you if you wanted him to. I just bought one of their pictures. Got him to sign it. But I gave him one of his records. I used to do that. And, you know, I guess a lot of people, a lot of bands will do that. Especially when they're first starting out, thinking they want to get their name out there. They give people stuff unsolicited. And I was no different. And I gave it to him and I said, I said, Mr. Jones, you might not like this kind of music and all, but it's a song of yours we did. I'd like you to have it. And he's just like looking at me. He says, what song did you do? I said, we did I've aged 20 years and 5. You know, and he's wearing his shades and all. He just kind of leaned back like this and he says, I always liked that song. And I said, well, yeah, so did we. And he says, well, that's good. And I don't think he was doing much handshaking and stuff, but he said, maybe we shook his hand. But in that picture that's in Destructo Maximus, he's saying, you know, well, I appreciate you giving me that, you know, that kind of thing. And I doubt he ever listened to it, but he was very, very cordial and very accommodating to me and Charles. But okay, so I met George Jones at a Walmart. I've told this before too, man. One day I was going into Walmart in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I was just going to get something. Y'all know how it is, man. You start a job and there's something you really need or you can't find. And so it's like, well, damn, I got to go to the store and get it. And I had to go to the damn Walmart. And, man, I'm focused. I know exactly what I want to get. I want to get it and get out of there. That's the way I do commando shopping. I don't do browsing. I go in, hit the target, get out. Well, I was in reconnaissance mode. And I walk in, and, man, I happen to look to my left like that, and I just went, oh, look, it's Ivan Koloff sitting there at the table. I'm like, damn, it's the Russian Bear, man. I gotta go see the Russian Bear. And and I ended up buying some stuff from him and getting a picture made with him. It was awesome. What a day. Yeah, you're going in frustrated with some house job you're trying to do and you can't do it, and then all of a sudden you're face to face with the Russian Bear himself. That was a day I will not soon forget. The next George was George Clinton, the mastermind of Funkadelic Parliament. We were doing an in-store with him at Repo Records. We had the annex to Repo Record across the street called Repo Cheapo, and it was just set up better for that as far as room. And it was kind of like a whirlwind. We had it all set up. we had it to where you could buy his new 12-inch single, Paint the White House Black. You could buy it up at the counter, walk around down the aisleway, and he was sitting at a table down at the end, and he'd sign the stuff, and man, he was only there for about 30 minutes. There were a lot of people there. But I don't remember. That was going out, because in the picture I'm holding a copy of Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow that he signed for me, which I still have to this day. And I just said that, and Chris Raddock was there taking photos, and I just said to George, I was like, "Hey George, man, can I take a picture with you?" Yeah, man, come on, man, let's take a picture. Yeah. It was great. But I got to shake hands with him and talk to him for a little bit before he left. And man, I've seen Parliament and George Jones both many times. Many times. Well, dang, y'all. That's all I got. I didn't even have a top 10. I got a list of top 10 subjects somewhere. I need to find it. So, well, hell, man, you know what? I just want to thank all of you for participating in the drawing for the drumhead there. Congratulations once again to Greg Crawford down in the great town of Pensacola for being the winner. Thanks to my little pal, my little grandson, Coleman, for drawing the winner. There was no payola from Greg Crawford whatsoever to Coleman to pull his number. It's completely random. But well, this is Tuesday, so tune in tomorrow. Malcolm Tent's Facebook page at 7 p.m. for some good old-fashioned down-home country goodness of Tent talking tunes. And I would like to thank all of you, as always, for coming and spending a little time with me. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a laugh or drink some beer. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we had to say, see you next week right here on Break On Through. Have a great week, everybody.